Howdy guys, how's it going? And it's kind of going to be an a little more unconventional video, I guess you could call it. Ignore the background, it's just a cat for my background. But, so, anyway, I'm doing a project for my VTD class, my Virtual Technology and Design, and I thought, hey, I may as well record it and show you guys how to work this and show you what I'm doing exactly. So, I'm no professional at this, so bear in mind. I'm probably not going to give you professional grade tips. If you know how to do this already, probably don't need to watch this unless you want to judge me on how horrible I do. If you've never used this, then you'll probably just learn the basics from this. I'm also eating Panda Express right now because I really like Panda Express. Anyway, this is an application called PTGui. PTGui. What this is it'll let you take pictures and stitch them together to make a panorama. For this assignment, I had to do a 360-degree panorama, so that's exactly what this is going to be. Alright, so we'll go into my pictures, go into panorama pictures, and we'll go to Spring Valley, which is where I went to get this. 11 images in the same folder at the same time. Yes, please. Load them all in. I'm just going to use automatic because I believe it'll sense that it's an iPhone that I used. I'm assuming so. So you just click on load images and you go to where your images are that you have them saved. In my case it was Spring Valley. And go there. This, if you know your camera, if you know what kind of lens type it has and its focal length and the focal length multiplier and all that fun stuff, play around with it and get it to be the correct setting. In my case, I don't know. So then click Align Images. It does all this fun stuff for you, and there you go. You can move power by dragging the left mouse button. Yeah. So I didn't quite get these perfectly lined up. It looks like some of them are a little bit higher than the others, but otherwise this looks pretty good. This is the panorama viewer. Here, yeah, it may contain misplaced control points. Control points are where they are stitched together. You can go to control points here and look. If I can make this a bit bigger. I don't want to change the size of my recording screen right now because it's perfect for Roller Coaster Tycoon. Let's go 10%. See here, it's got all these different stitch points, all these different control points where it stitches the two images together from 0 to 1, and then from 1 to 2. It's got all these ones that are stitched together. 2 to 3, it stitches pretty much the edge of the bank here. You can see on the left I have this big cross thing, and on the right it has that little tiny cross thing, the X rather than a cross, plus sign, whatever. That's where it assumes the stitch point is. And you can see it's a little bit higher up because I didn't quite get these lined up perfectly in height, which I do kind of do not like. And the reason behind it is because I ran out there and I was tired and yeah, I didn't want my car in the picture, so I left it behind, and I left it a little bit further behind than I really needed to, and I ran out there and I was tired. And I probably should have waited, in all honesty, but I was too dumb to do that. And you go from 3 to 4, everything looks well stitched together. 4 to 5, everything looks well stitched together, with a bunch of points at that. So I had plenty of overlap, which, when you're taking these pictures, you take them individually, which is why I have 12 total pictures. When you stitch them together, they just find what looks the same on each picture and puts them together like that. And when you're overlapping those so that it can read that, typically you want, oh, what did the professor say? Crap. I can't remember how much overlap he said. I think it was like 30%, or 30-degree turn. So, however much overlap that is. He said, I think he said like 10 to 20% overlap is good. And if you want it to be pretty much spot on, then go upwards of 30 to 40%, I think. I don't know. Anyway, you can see all these are really well stitched together. I took the pictures fairly well, I guess you could say. Oh, you can see my shadow. I probably should have thought about that, in all honesty. This one was really drooped down, though, I believe. That's gonna be kind of freaky. Yeah, and that automatically created it. If you click, it puts a point, and then you can connect it at another point as well. Like that. Usually it'll auto do it, sometimes it won't like that, and then you'll screw it up every now and again, but it's no big deal. Doesn't have to be completely perfect. Oops. And then 9 to 10, that looks like it's all well stitched together. I'll put one more there. 10 to 11, and 11 to 0. 11 and 0 are pretty much the same exact picture. I didn't even need that one. Alright, that looks good to me. So then what we can do here, now that we've done that, change that back to fit. Drag you back down to here. Align the images once again. Yeah, it's still off a little ways, but that's no surprise. And then what we can do is create the panorama, and I can't remember what the dimensions were. And we can just save it as a panorama picture and post that on my assignment board. And then what we have to do is we have to go and get it so there's no watermark as well. And create a VR thing like this. A .mov. So create panorama. It'll stitch it together and it'll save it onto my computer where I would like it to be, and it'll be good to go. So it's saved, and here we have it right here. And it just has my shadow right there for some reason. Ooh. Yeah, I really could have made a better looking panorama height-wise. I could have done a little bit better trying to get that right, but that happens. Now that that's all done, I can save the panorama, and I can save this file itself as a PTS file, and it'll open up in PTGui as well. Right here. And I'll just save that in my Spring Valley file as well. So yeah, that is how to work PTGui, and if I want to, I have this application here that I'll just drag in here called GIMP. It's like a free version of Photoshop is all it is, apparently. I haven't actually played around with it a whole lot. I'm planning to at some point get in there and mess around with it. I'm probably not going to do it for the panorama because I had my camera, I was messing around with it, and I set it to do pretty much exactly what I wanted with specific filtering kind of thing, I guess. So it would get rid of some of the glare from the sun, and it would take a pretty much blended, I guess would be a good word, of light and dark image. So everything would fit together nice, all the lighting looked good, and it wasn't super bright from the sun, it wasn't super dark. and it was like a clear day out, pretty much, is what you'd expect. We also tried a narrative on it, and the narrative I was going for is I enjoy snowmobiling. So if it wasn't for the pavement, if it wasn't for the road, I mean, this would be an ideal spot to be snowmobiling anyway. I mean, it might be like a trail or something, not a actual road, but I mean, out here would be a really good place to be snowmobiling around in the hills and down in the creeks. So yeah. Alright, well, I guess that's it for me. I did pretty much what I could as a tutorial. If you guys enjoyed, you can go and search PTGui and download it. It does cost for a license. You can use the free version just fine. It'll just have a watermark when you preview it, once you save the panorama image. GIMP as well, if you want it. It is free. Just search it, download it. It won't automatically create a shortcut, but it'll be in your computer's C drive program files, not x86, just program files. You'll find it through that way. And yeah, once you get it, just have at it. It's a really fun little thing to do. Something else I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing around with Scratch, which is a quote-unquote animation software, I guess would be a good thing to call it. For my computer science class, I might record some of it just to play around with it, and we'll see what happens from there. Anyway, thank you guys again for watching, and that's it for me, so I will talk to you guys later.